to direct city staff, somebody over there, to please put microphones in here so we can hear what's going on without having at every meeting asking people to speak up. It's happened at every meeting that I've been at for quite a while now. And it seems like it would help if you could get microphones in here so we can hear what's being said. Please.
Good idea.
Thank you. Trudy Hammond?
Hello, Trudy Hammond, 47752 Berry Street. I just have a question, and I'm wondering if the city attorney is ever available for citizens to ask questions by the invitation to the city council meetings?
She should be.
Would you answer that?
Normally, any questions for the city attorney would normally go through the council or depending on the topic, but it would go through the governing body or through the city, and then a question would get to them if it's something relevant.
So
to the
if
council.
we-
So you would have to ask either to the mayor or one of the councilors or I, and then it would be forwarded to him.
So citizens could ask or send our questions to y'all, and then y'all could forward it to.
Mayor?
Gary?
Well, since attorneys don't talk for free, it would depend on the nature of the question. I think whether, as a member of the council, I would be willing to incur costs on behalf of the city to respond to your legal question, which is what you talk to an attorney about. So if it was a personal matter, you would have to talk to your own attorney. If it was a more general question, you'd have to talk to the council or Louis. But I don't see how we could connect you with our city attorney because the meter's running.
Totally understandable, yeah.
It's paying away, right?
Rusty?
Rusty Ackland, 48265 East Commercial, and I'm here on behalf of the Oakridge Westford Chamber of Commerce to talk to you about the Capitol Christmas tree. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but the tree this year is being taken off the Willamette National Forest, and so they're going to stop in communities as they head back to Washington, D.C. They will be coming through Oakridge on November 11th, and I'm asking tonight on your agenda to have the street closed. I believe it's Cedar to Oak, in front of the post office, so that the tree can come in on a truck and it'll stop there and have banners for the community to sign. And then we want to have some pictures taken. We'll have Kiwanis supplying the refreshments. We'll get some other community people involved, but it's a big opportunity for our community to showcase what we have, and that we're welcoming that tree as it comes through town. So I just wanted to be sure you were aware of what that meant, because I did ask to have the street closed.
Wow. Dan Barkley?
Dan Barkley, 47501 Highway 58. First off, before I forget, I wanted to personally thank Councilor Holston for, I wasn't at the last meeting, but I appreciate the fact that you actually showed the maturity and responsibility to own failings with the council. That is very, very important, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that you, the council, bold enough to read and understand the city charter. Specifically, not to offend anybody's vocabulary, the word shall. If you look that up in Webster's, it's used in laws, regulations, or directives to express what is mandatory. Now, if you go to the Google School of Law and Google context of shall in Oregon, the Oregon State Bar Association has the same opinion. Required, mandatory, okay? So when the city charter, and I'm wondering what everybody else is using, mine says shall, okay? When Mayor Cougar resigned, there's nothing to pull off the top of your head or out of a different orifice or whatever. It's section 17. It says the council president shall act as mayor, not acting mayor, not interim mayor, act as mayor during mayor action. Shall. Council shall abide by that. It's not, well, we'd rather have Judy, it's not Gary's to give, it's not yours to take. Because when you take something that is not yours, there's a word for that. Up until recently, I had one word, now I got a couple. So what I would ask this council, or any council to do, read and understand your charter. Councilor Holston gave everybody an out to what may have been an honest mistake after being told 4 times what the process was, including the one mayor in the last 3 that didn't resign, who actually went through the process, and city administrator was selected as city administrator at that meeting, and Susie took the minutes. So to have a council or a group of people that don't know what the process is in a 7-page document that's 6 years old, that's pretty sad. When you go to vacancy next, my suggestion, just a suggestion, now you've got 3 motions. You should restore Gary to the mayor's seat, not because he's better or Judy's worse or whatever, because that's the process, okay? Then, make a motion to appoint Judy as council president if you want. Then, fill your vacancy, because the only vacancy on the council now is Judy's seat. You filled Jim's, then you filled your own, hers is the only empty seat. So, those 3 motions will get you back in line with the charter that you swore an oath to uphold.
Susan Leduc? And Susan Leduc, and then Stephen Ashton.
Louder, please.
As a citizen. Mayor, I ask your understanding if I go over 3 minutes. Ex-Mayor Coey in one session, Mayor Carl asked others to attack me, allowed others to attack me on several occasions, and I wish to respond. It's been implied that since I had no comment in a recent Register Guard article, that the false statements made against me may be true. They are not. What I sent to Saul Hubbard was, I choose to make no comment and publicly deny false statements and characterizations while reserving my right to challenge the false claims and present my side of the story and any action I decide to take at a time and place of my choosing. Mr. Hubbard chose not to print my whole statement. I'm placing a copy of that email into the record. Chrissy Hall had identified herself as a person involved with an internal investigation that Michael McPherson and I conducted jointly. That investigation started when a male volunteer filed a written complaint on February 6th, 2017. A second male volunteer filed a complaint on February 28th, 2017. Both have signed releases. A third complaint was filed by Chrissy Hall on March 2nd, 2017. Chrissy refused to sign a release. Chrissy has waved a letter around from Michael McPherson claiming it somehow proved she was wrong, somehow proved the investigation was biased, somehow substituted for letting everyone read the report. Michael has since wrote a letter of clarification which renders those statements false. It also states her email to Chrissy had somehow been changed into a letter and doctored. Chrissy asked Michael for that letter, the first letter, a letter of support for her as a volunteer. Kristen never asked me for a letter, yet she has repeatedly attacked me for my part in that investigation. That seems unfair. We have never spoke privately. She has no way of knowing what my views or opinions are. Our word. As Michael's second letter states, neither Michael nor I made any recommendation of what action should be taken based on the results of that investigation. The action taken was entirely the decision of the city administrator and the fire chief. Both of Michael's letters are being placed into the record. Don Kenyon made statements in open session that my working for Michael Hansen is inappropriate. There is no conflict. I followed city policy and received written notice in 2016 from my supervisor before I did any work for MVHC. Over the last 7 years, we have improved our processes to show continual improvements in our audits. A large part of perfecting clean audits was removing the material weaknesses and significant deficiency by changing procedure and implementing division of duties. This included accounts payable. I do not print an invoice for MHC at home, then walk into City Hall, sit down at my desk, enter the invoice, print the check and sign it. In fact, the only checks that I print are for payroll and payroll liabilities,
with exceptions if Louis needs something done specifically on a day that Leah is not there. All invoices, whether emailed, mailed, or dropped off, go directly to the account payable clerk, Leah Brewer. She enters all invoices, creates the check runs, and places the council approval report with the checks and documentation in a binder, all of which goes to the mayor to review it and sign. Unless he's not available, it goes to someone else then. MVHC is treated the exact same way every other company is treated from start to finish. This division of duties is one of the reasons the city attorney determined there was no conflict. My duties in HR are no more affected by my working for MVHC than they are by the other duties I have with the city, or my having a dog, or my kayaking. Statements that people feel there is a bias are simply that person's opinion. There are no facts to substantiate that statement, and there have been no instances of me showing bias. Our former fire chief lasted less than 24 months. He gave Louis 2 weeks' notice and was gone. He didn't leave because the department was a bed of roses. My council was tasked with fixing a problem department. There were hard choices that had to be made and carried out. The work to improve the department and ensure a safer work environment for employees and continued service to our citizens seems to have been lost to the more exciting, sensationalized rumors. Talk to all the employees, not just one. Look at the response times and dare to see the truth. For example, recently, ex-mayor Coey posted on Facebook that not only had he never seen an invoice from NVHC, but also they had not signed the checks. I'm placing into a record that post and a sampling of checks that have the invoices attached, as well as the council approval reports showing his signature.
Point of order.
And if that acknowledges.
Point of order. Okay, I don't accept your point of order. She.
Excuse me?
Oh, you can't do that.
Oh, grab the rules.
It's public comment, folks. This is public comment. Came in. She is here.
Remove you.
Showing his signature that acknowledges to the council that he reviewed all documentation prior to signing the checks. Those are dated at 6-month intervals with 18 months prior to his resignation.
Yes, you can.
Remove the mayor for this.
You can remove her.
June 17th, January 18th, and May 2018. The ex-mayor also posted that I hacked his email. I did not. The email I referred to has been proven to be from the mayor and CI Oakridge of Oak account.
Again.
The unfair and factually unfounded attacks that I have endured have
Again.
resulted in
Again.
taking legal action for hostile work environment, defamation of character, false light, intentional interference with economic relations, and
Again,
intentional
point
infliction
of
of
order.
emotional duress.
Did
That's all
anyone
right,
stop
Kathy.
Chrissy when she was saying the
Again.
lies?
Point of order.
Yes.
You did.
Twice.
You did.
Little favoritism.
Yes, you
going on here.
did.
We did, she's past 3 minutes.
Guys, no more talking. No, I will not accept anything from the audience.
What?
We're done with comments.
Favoritism.
Let's move on.
Everybody's talking.
Okay, council and mayor comments? Kathy?
Susan Leduc has filed a tort against Mayor Cody.
Can you speak up, please?
Yes, Susan Leduc has filed a tort against various members and has addressed issues in that at this public hearing. I find that to be inappropriate and improper. That is why I called point of order, which the mayor would not recognize. Not because I don't want to hear what she has to say, but legally, that's probably not the best thing to do. However, thank you for your voice. Mayor, I believe council has the right to call point of order, and I understand you have the right to deny it.
Yes.
However, you might want to find out why. It was for her own protection, not just because I didn't want to hear what she had to say. I do want to hear what she has to say now. Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
I'd like to add something to our agenda.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes.
I previously asked you to put it on the agenda, Mayor, and I don't think it made it on. So 6.5, I would like to have a discussion regarding the relationship of the of Oakridge with its city attorney. Somebody help me out.
Local government law.
Local government law group. I'd like to have a discussion, public discussion about the city's relationship with our attorney.
It's on.
I also want to have copies of everything that Susan has put into the record. Okay?
Council, would everyone like copies of that? Do I have consensus from everyone?
So when is our meeting, so both for our benefit as well as your benefit, at the last meeting, we asked to, have a meeting, an executive session with both attorneys so that we could have some discussion with them, important to what we're dealing with right now, and that meeting was set for September, what was that? September 12th, I believe, just so that the public knows that meeting is set and will be held on September 12th. Evidently, we could not get it any sooner.
And it is an executive session, so you guys can't.
You shouldn't vote.
You citizens can't attend.
And you shouldn't discuss in public session with the citizens either.
That's right.
Dangerous.
Okay. I do have something to read, and then I would like to give it to Louis when I'm done. See, this is to whom it may concern. We are requesting assistance during,
Mayor, would you let the council know who it is?
oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's from Patricia Martinson, the Volunteer Association President, Leo Robb, Volunteer Treasurer, and James Stubblefield, Volunteer Safety Director. We are requesting assistance. During the last several years, the Oakridge Fire Department Volunteer Association lost our nonprofit status with the IRS due to the proper paperwork not being filed for possibly the last 3 years. We incurred and paid a $600 fee with the IRS already with no guarantee that we can get our nonprofit back. We were told if all the paperwork was submitted correctly, it could take at least 180 days for a reply. We may need someone to look into our accounts to verify if we need to file taxes. In addition, the proper paperwork with the Secretary of State was not filed. We are asking for help financially for someone to look into our records and with getting our nonprofit back. If you have any questions, please contact Patricia Martinson. And there's a phone number here. Yes.
What exactly is that letter asking of the council? Anything? I couldn't tell whether there was a request there or if it was just a statement.
They wanted
No,
records.
they're asking for somebody to help them figure out how they
Are
go
they
about.
asking for the council to allocate funds to hire someone to help them? I'm not sure what they're asking for. But then, is that what?
Yeah, it should help figure out who they can contact to find out and stuff.
And yes, and it appears they were asking for funds.
Yeah. Pardon? Okay, I'm not going to repeat words. Yes.
Are you asking that we put this on the agenda to discuss, or that the motion is being made?
No, they just wanted to see if we could help them. I don't know, at this point in time, I don't know what we could do to help them.
I think
But
our fire chief should be able to.
I don't know. I don't know if that's part
So
of this.
council, if it's okay with the council, I'd like to take a look at what it is you're wanting to do and get with the fire chief and see what direction we should go.
Helping the volunteers. Would have been nice a year ago.
Okay, and one other thing I would ask, please don't whisper, because when Jackie listens to the tape, all she can hear is a bunch of static. So please don't whisper, because it is very sensitive and it picks up all kinds of things. Thank you. Yes.
I need to add a 7.1 well field test. And this, we got the results of the well field tests that you had asked for. We just got them today, and we got some results back that I think we need to discuss. So, I want to add that on, to give you all some documents to that effect before we get to that.
The minutes from the meeting before last. That was
You can do both, or you can do them separate, depending if someone wants to do them separate, or you want to do them both as a consent. It's up to y'all.